Hello, welcome back. Oh, this setup is not good. Hang on a second. Let's get the puzzle a bit more into the center. There we go. Goodness me, I don't know how that's happened suddenly. Right, welcome back. Thank you very much for following us on the channel. And today we're going to do a Christmas puzzle called Ho Ho Ho. As you can see in the grid, it is very relevant for Christmas. James Kopp. We feature James quite a lot. He did send us this puzzle in time for Christmas, but come Christmas week, we had a bunch of other Christmas puzzles that were planned, and I'm afraid this has been postponed, but we're still within, I think the Christmas period is allowed up until, through the 12 days of Christmas, up till Epiphany, which is a very relevant word for the channel. The 6th of January is the Feast of Epiphany, and what we do on the channel every day is solve Sudoku and have epiphanies as we discover how to do so. So that's the plan today. Again, James will undoubtedly have served up some festive fun for us to find our epiphanies in. And this epiphany presumably is the appearance of the Magi at the manger, and they revealed their gifts and stuff. So was that the epiphany, or was the epiphany that they got to see him? Probably more likely that way around. Anyway, Ho 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 is a bit more Santa based rather than biblical, and that's fine too, because even Santa is a saint. Let's go through the rules in a moment. First of all, don't forget on Patreon you can still have a go at the rather brilliant puzzle hunt by Blobs called The Hobbit, follow up to his Lord of the Rings, and absolutely magnificent in its way. Loads of fun, loads of Sudoku puzzling to do there, and that will carry you well into January if you're normal, or through the first night of the year if you're extraordinarily committed and good at Sudoku. But we have had plenty of correct entries in, I can say, and a lot of rave reviews for the set, so very unsurprising. Thank you, Blobs. Thank you to you if you've had a go. Thank you if you joined Patreon at all, or if you've bought any of our apps, and they do feature Line Sudoku and Domino Sudoku, which are relevant to today's puzzle. They also feature our latest Fog of War Sudoku, and they're very good. And there's all our merchandise and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD linked under the video. Please give them all a try, or any one of them that you fancy. Patreon also features other solves and crosswords and stuff, and we're very proud of it. So we like to bring you extra content, but we like to bring you 2 videos a day as well. And you can have a go at this puzzle on the first link under the video. It is called Ho 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 by James Kopp, and we are going to explain the rules, and then I'm going to have a try at the puzzle. So first of all, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Then digits along a blue line, the box borders divide the blue line into areas of equal sum. So those 3 will add up to the same as that, those 3 will add up to the same as that, those 2 will add up to the same as that, which is the same as that. And adjacent digits along a red line, well, red, is this orange or red? I mean, it's the only other coloured line, so you'll know which it is. But adjacent digits along a red line have a difference of at least 6. I don't think we have an official nationality for that line, but it's the lesser used variant of German whispers. And a difference of at least 6 means you could put 1 and 7 here, but you couldn't put 3 and 8 next to each other on the line. Now, if digits are separated by a red cherry, one is double the other. That would normally be a black dot. I guess this is just festive. Maybe they're cranberries even, rather than red cherries, James. I don't know. Anyway, give it, I think James from Australia, so he probably doesn't need warming food on Christmas Day. Anyway, I hope it's still a festive time for you. Last puzzle of the Christmas period, he says, uncertain whether it will be true. But I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Right. Okay, first of all, 2 of these blue lines have a single digit matched up to 3 digits. Now the 3 digits in one box must be at least 1, 2, 3, so the single digit must be at least 6. Now, does this probably, these H's will be alternating, And we can't use the digits 4, 5 and 6 on one of these lines because they have no valid Sudoku neighbours. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 and 9. And they're going to alternate, as I said, as you move along the lines. So I think we get this patchwork of polarities, but I don't know whether purple is high. Oh wait, I probably do now know whether purple is high. Yes, I do, straight away. Purple can't be high because the only high digit that can go on a red line is 7, 8 or 9. The only one of those that can go on one of the dots in which one cell is double the other, 7 and 9 just aren't available. So 8 would have to go in both those cells if purple was high. So purple is not high. I'm going to turn it blue for low. Green becomes orange for high. Given how few digits there are available, I'm going to write in the candidates 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2, 3. Now this one can't be a 3. 3 becomes one of our monogamous digits in this adjacent digits have a difference of at least 6 lines, because if it had 2 neighbours, and this cell here does, if this was a 3, both its neighbours would have to be 9, and those 2 neighbours are in the same row. This actually has 3 neighbours, but it could still be a 2, because these don't all have to be different, because those 2 could be the same. So if that was a 2, these would be, well, I can't actually take 7 out of any of the cells. But 3 wouldn't work because both of those would have to be 9. I am right there. It's a bit confusing because this isn't quite how we normally do. Well, I just so used to German whispers with a difference of 5. Anyway, 1 or 2 there. This cell on the other side of the red dot is 1, 2 or 4. And I was actually starting out trying to find out whether this cell was low or high, or to make sure it couldn't be high, which I strongly suspected. Now there is a 2 in that pair, so that digit is not 2 now. It's 1 or 3. The other side of its dot is therefore 2 or 6. But again, that can't be 2. So I think we can write 6 in there and 3 there, and we've started. 3 has to be next to 9 on the line. Now these other 2 orange cells can't be 9. Now, I'd love to take this over to these other lines, but I don't think we've got the information. We've got 2 orange cells in that row, but it doesn't mean that can't be orange, especially as this could be as little as 3 on this particular blue line. Well, let's say 4, because that digit can't be 3. Anyway, okay, I'm going to think about this blue line. Right. Now, if this digit was a 1, that is a 2, 3, 4 at the absolute minimum, and that's a 9. If this digit is a 2, the minimum here is 1, 3, 4. So this digit has always become 8 or 9. I'm going to award it orange status. Maybe I shouldn't colour that blue because it can be a 4. And when I'm using these lines, actually, let's at least put in some contrasting colours that I will hope to turn orange and blue in due course, just so I can see them. Anyway, I'm going back to contemplating this. What's going... Oh, this dot is not a 6, 3 dot now, because this digit can't be 6 or 3. So this is from 1, 2, 4 or 8, but there was a 2 in those cells, so this isn't a 2. And it's not going to be a 1, is it? Because if that's a 2, well, the case I didn't consider here was if that's a 2 and that's a 9, then I think this is 1, 3, 5, and that's definitely possible. So this is either 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4. But it always uses a 1 unless that cell does. But one of these will always be a 1, and that can't be a 1, and now this can't be a 1. Actually, that couldn't have been a 1 a moment ago. Now one of these two is a 4. I don't know if that's helpful, but it's true. If that's a 4, this is 2. Yeah, that's fine. There's no awkwardness there. Ah, okay, the thing to think about green and red is there are 4 of them in this column, so they can't all be the same colour. Because in this puzzle, one polarity colour can only appear 3 times. And that was why I was a bit cautious about colouring a possible 4 as blue. And therefore, I can turn red into non-green, which is purple. And I can turn yellow into the other colour, which is green. And I haven't formed a set of 3 of anything. However, if that was low, it's making up the set of 3 in this row. If those were high, they're making up the set of 3 in this row. Oh, either purple is low, in which case we've got the set made up there, or purple is high, in which case we've got the set made there. What's going on? I don't know. I'm asking myself rhetorical questions. Oh, 9 in this box can't be on the blue line, so it's in one of those cells. 6 can't be on the blue line either, actually, because it would be a 612 line and that cell would be broken. So that is a 9-6 pair. Is that interesting? Almost. 8 and 7 can't get on the line because the total is going to be too large. So 8 and 7 are now in these cells. Ah, bingo! And now purple cannot be 7, 8 or 9. Look at that. That's lovely, James. That's really clever. So we've identified purple as low. Purple goes blue. Green goes orange. And this is 7 or 8. We've got a triple in this row. This is 9. That becomes 6. We're away. That's a really clever start. These are from 1, 2, 3. I am going to write those in. This is 7 or 8. Now, these two can't be 9, so I don't think this cell can be 3. Don't know what's going on down. Oh, this digit sees all of 7, 8, and 9. That must be a 1. It's got to be, because it touches them all, so it must touch 7. So these two are either 2 or 3. That one can't be 7 anymore. 7 and 8 are here. We've got 9. We've got a 1, 2, 3 triple. There's all sorts going on. I don't even have the speed to unwind this all in my head. That I haven't really done much with. Okay, so 3 is definitely on this line. That's by Sudoku, it has to be there. So if that's a 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and that's a 9. If that's a 2, this is 1, 3, 4, or 1, 3, 5. Oh, hang on. If that's a 2, this is an 8, and that's a 9. If this is 1, the line, the blue, right, if that's 2 on the red line, we get 8 there, and this must be 9 by Sudoku. But if this is 1, the alternative, then the blue line is 2, 3, 4, and we get a 9 because of the region sum lines rules, and that digit is always therefore 9. Now I can place 9 in column 7. That's not a 9 now. One of these two is. This is not a 9 because that can't be a 9. So 9 in box, well, I can place 9 in box 8. I know it's not here because one of those two is a 9. I just said that. I can place 9 in column 4 because it's never going to be on this 3-cell blue line segment adding up to this digit, which is now also not a 9. Now I know there is a 1 on this blue segment because it doesn't add up to 9. And what next? Something to do with 2s forcing 8s. Yes. Oh, look at this. This is absolutely wonderful. Right. This is brilliant. I'm going to tell you what's in this cell. And I'm going to base it on this one and this one. This is brilliant. Right, if this was a 2, that has to be an 8 by the at least 6 rule. Then by Sudoku this becomes a 7, and by the at least 6 rule this becomes a 1. Then we have a 2 and a 1 in these cells, and they both see that one, which becomes 3. Now alternatively, oh, maybe I'm not going to. That was if this was a 2. Alternatively, if this is a 2, that's an 8, that's a 7, that's a 1, and this is a 3. But I've just realised these could both be 1s, and that doesn't break anything. Okay, sorry, I got overexcited. It does happen. Right, let's come back to this box. I'm sure this is crying out to be solved. That's 1 or 2. Now, if that was a 2, these are both 8s, and that's a 4. If that's a 2, that's a 4. And this can never be a 4, therefore, because if that's a 1, this is not a 4. So this is a 1-2 pair. I can colour it blue. And now, these are either 3, 4, or they probably were before. They're either 3, 4, or 3, 5. No, they weren't, because we didn't know where 4 was. Yeah, it depends. I still don't know enough about them. One of these is a 3 in this row, but it's already touching a 9, so that doesn't do any good. Okay, this fella, what's going on here? Yeah, this digit can't be 9, 7, or 8. This digit here. So I'm going to say it's 3, 4, 5, or 6, and I'm going to give it a colour. I mean, I'm not saying it can't overlap with blue, because obviously it could. It's also, well, I am now, because it can't be 3, because it's not in that cell. So this is 4, 5, or 6. It can't be high because of this triple. It can't be low because these two add up to at least 3, and it can't be 3. So this pair add up to 4, 5, or 6. I don't know if they must both, if they can. Oh, this digit is not 1, 2, or 3 in its row. Oh, nor's that. Ah, come on, Mark. It's all available. Just figure it out. That's 3 now. That doesn't actually clear up this line, but this digit can't be 1, 2, or 3 in its row either, because they've all gone. So this is now 4 or 5. It forms a little pair with that thing. Am I going to colour them yellow? No, I'm not, because that's only this cell. This is now 1 or 2 to get the total up to 4, 5, or 6. I feel that's done something, and I don't know what it is. Bear with me while I think this through. That's a different digit from that one. Maybe I still haven't cracked it open. Right, in this row, I've got a 1, 2, 3 triple and a 4, 5 pair, and that's a 9. This is a naked 6 because it sees a 7, 8 pair in its box, and this is the 7, 8 pair in the row. And that means I've got a 6 here. One of these two is a 6. It's probably here. In this row, I've got 1, 2, 4, and 5 to place. That's a lot of pencil marking if I was to do it. I might do it. I'm certainly not committing not to. Oh, this is 1, 2, 4, or 5 as well. No, that's not interesting. This one is 4, 5, 7, or 8. 6 in this row. I've said that already. It's in one of those two cells. I've still got something to do with the H's of the ho ho ho. Right, let's just go back to thinking about these two, because it was an interesting relationship. If they were both 1s, does something interesting happen? That would be a 2. This would have to be a 4. That would have to be a 5. That would have to be a 1. And we'd have 6s here. I can't quite see it. I think there's something going on. Maybe only in my head. 1, 9, 7, 8. I mean, there are triples and doubles all over the place that I should be using somehow. Just take it casual. Don't panic. That's my next plan. 9, 6, 7, 8. We've got another 1, 2, 3 and another 4 or 5 in this box. If that was 1, 2 or 3, then up here we could only have one of 1, 2, 3 and one of 4, 5. That's all right. And this is going to get very constrained enough that if these were all 1, 2, 3, that's quite nice. That's a nice way of looking at it. These can't all be 1, 2, 3 because you'd have, if I was, look, just see, if I coloured them all blue, we'd have the 3 blues done in column 4 and the 3 blues done in column 5, but one of these 2 cells still has to turn blue. And that wouldn't be possible. So that's not a 1, 2, 3 triple. This is not a 6. It's a orange 7 or 8. And look, that's a pair. And this becomes 9. That's a weird way of finding that 9, but I enjoyed it. Right, now, what have we got going on next? I still think I might be missing something in this connection here. And I might be. Okay, if that's a 2, these are both 8. Then we spot, sorry, these are both 8 if row 3, column 3 is a 2. That's by the red line rule. So this would be 8, this would be 8 in box 4 and column 3 respectively. This might be 8, I don't know. I don't know, it doesn't really yield much else. Position of 7s, no, I can't see what that does. I'm getting a bit bogged down now, and yet I'm miles through the puzzle. That's very surprising. I'm probably missing something with some other number that is, okay, 3's in one of those 2 cells in column 8. That must be right. That's been available forever, probably doesn't matter therefore. These are from, oh, that sees 7, 8, 9 in the row, 1, 2, 3, 6 in the column. That's not going to do anything from there. Oh, if I could rule this out as 3, then I'd really have a result. Now, if that was 3, this would be 2. That would be 1, this would be 2, that would be 1, 2, 4. Hang on, where did we get to? If that was 3, 2, 1. Now that makes this work all right. Okay, I'm not getting there that way. If this is 4, 5, we have a 4, 5, 7, 8 quad, and then we have to place 6 and something from 1, 2, 3. No. Oh, bother. Oh, 9 in box 1. There it goes in the corner. It's probably not doing anything there. Just sitting there like a piece of ornamentation. And I am colouring all the remaining 9s. That was the last 9 in the grid, in fact. 6 is in one of those 2. If 6 was there, it's also here. Then we have a 6 in one of those. It doesn't really do anything. Not quite asking the right questions at the moment, but we will get there. Okay, if that was a 2, I didn't really try it this way around. These would both be 8s. Okay, another way to look at this. If that was a 2, that's a 1 and this is a 5. That's just the maths of this box. Then 2 and 5 are there. That's a 4 now. That seems to work fine. I can't falsify that. Oh, Robbins. Robbins and bobbins. 3 is in one of those 2 cells, I think. No, that's not even a valid conclusion. 6, I've known for ages, is in one of those 3. I just haven't marked it. Oh, 4 is in one of these 2. Was that interesting anywhere? Yes, it means these 2 can't both be 4 because there's definitely a 4 in one of those. That is interesting. Oh no, the fact that that was 4 or 5 had already meant neither of those could be 4. Oh well. We reached the same conclusion at the same moment in 2 different ways, and it feels like redundancy, but it's probably useful. Okay, if this was low, it would be 1, 2, or 1 or 2, very specifically. Wow, I mean, it would fill in everything. If this was low, it would be 1 or 2. That would be a pair. That would be 3, 2, 1. Two, 1, 2. I can't say it's wrong. It's very constraining, but it's not necessarily wrong. I've got to think about this one. This is either 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. So, and we've got to put a blue digit in one of those cells. The other blue digits will come here. And we will have used up 1 of 4 or 5 up here, 1 of them there, but this can be 6. And if that was 4 or 5, then it could be the same as that. I can't get through this point. I've got everything done in this puzzle and I can't get through this point. Right, let's pencil mark 1, 2, 4, and 5 in that row. In this row, we've had 9, 7, 8. I can't pencil mark everything here. I mean, this is quite low, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but oh, maybe I should be thinking about this blue line. 4 there would make that a 2. Or no, not necessarily. For this not to be a 1, let's start there. If this is a 2, that's a 4. And this is 3. And these are 6. We've got 2, 4. That becomes a 5. 1 there, 2 there. Oh, here's a thought. Is this right? If that's a 1, that's 2 and that's 4. If that's a 2, that's 1 and that's 5. So these come as a pair. They're either 1, 5, no, 1, 4 or 2, 5. They're whatever pair doesn't add up to 6, because that pair does. Right, so they're either 1, 4 or 2, 5. If they're 1, 4, we've got a 5 here. That must be a 1. If they're 2, 5, that becomes a 4. And that becomes 3, 1. I have a feeling we might be working on making both of these definitely 6s. I can't quite see if that works. Think along with me here. If this is a 2 That's 1, so this is 5. Then we've got 2, 5 here, and that's 4. These have become a 1, 3 pair. No, I don't know. I'm still convinced it's bound up with these babies. Well, I'm not convinced. I think it could be. I accept that. It's a very different point of view from being convinced. I have a hunch that it's to do with this connection. And the fact that if one of those was a 2, it would insist. I mean, it is true. If one of those was a 2, it pushes an 8 into the central box, makes the other one a 7, which forces the other one to be a 1. Ah, so at least one of these must be a 1. That is true. And this can't be a 1. And now I've got a 2, 3 pair in this box. That might help. I'm not certain it will, but it takes 2 out of those cells. 2, 3 pair there. That's arrived very unexpectedly. Now I'm starting to wonder about colouring 2s and 3s or something. If these two are the same, that digit must appear there in box 1. Whatever digit this is in one of those cells. 2 is in one of... Oh, I don't know. I've still got another really low digit to put in row 6. And if it was there, it would have to be a 1. Now, 1 is the most constrained digit around. The least constrained. If you start using them up, there seems to be a lot of freedom. So if that was a low digit and is therefore a 1, then this becomes a 2, and that's a 4, and these are 6s. And I feel like something's happening, and I can't see what it is. Maybe I've done something to this combination. If that's a 2, that's a 4, that's 5, that's 1, that's 2. That does not work. Right. If this was a 2 in this cell here, that's a 4. That makes this a 5 and this a 1. And now we've got 2s in both of those cells, and there's nowhere for 2 to go in row 4. So that is not a 2. That is quite complicated, but quite good fun. Right, that's a 1 now. Please tell me that's going to do... I don't know. I don't think that is going to do very much, because that was the place... Oh yeah, there's now a 2, 3 pair in this row, and that's a 1. Okay, it does loads. It does loads. 2, 4... That's not a 2. This has become a 5. Now we know the yellow cell is a 6. So maybe my hunch was right that we were working on forcing a 6 there somehow, but I didn't quite get there in my mind. One of these 2 is now a 1. 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7, 6. So this is 4 or 5. And that is in fact 4 in box 5, because we've had the 5 there now. This is a 1, 5 pair. That's 4. Now I can take 4 out of these cells, which leaves only 8 here. That's 7, that's 5. I think we're going to suddenly tidy up and finish off and go home whistling. That's blue. We might not go home whistling. That's become a 4. This is a 7, 8 pair. Am I going to keep up the colouring? Looks like I am. 3, 6, 9, 4. Right, so... Okay, I mean, this has been great progress. Now, surely, yeah, but this could be 1 as well. Just proving that one of those 2 was a 1 wasn't enough. So, I'm sure there's something wider has opened up than that original transposition. Because this can be 7 or 8. That is 2 or 3. Okay, they're all fine. Let's just do some Sudoku carefully, calmly, and with aplomb, if possible. 7, 8, 4, 9, 3, 6, 9, 6. One of these is a 6. It's not there, so it's one of those 2 is a 6. Got 7, 8 pair in the first column. 9, 7, 8, 1. No, this column's very full. Over 7, 8 pair, 6, 9. Everything else is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Oh no, don't say I've actually come to a bit of a standstill again. That is going to confuse everything. Oh right, no. This column, 2 and 3 are gone. So up here, what can these two cells be? They can only be 1 and 4 because we're not allowed 2, 3, 5 or 6. So that is a 1, 4 pair. This digit is either 2 or 3 to make up the sum to 7 or 8. So I'm going to give it a colour. I'm going to hope that helps. And I'm going to worry that it doesn't. But I've got 2 and 3 in the central column done now. 9, 6, 1, 4. 1 and 4 have to come in at the bottom of row 6, column 6 I mean, somewhere. That is 7 or 8 in column 4. So this isn't 7, so this is where 7 is in column 9. That's a strange find as well. This is now 1, 2 or 5. Okay, I was starting to wonder where's 8 in this row. I suppose there are 2 possibilities. Okay, if that was 2, let's go back to this. These would both be 8s. We could start filling in 8s in a lot of the puzzle, but not all of it. No, it doesn't quite resolve. But I've used all the other clues. I've even used this blue line now. I'm so baffled by this. Honestly, everything I do that I think is going to kind of get through just doesn't. 7, 8, 9, 4. And a blue there. This could be another blue cell. The 1, 4 pair felt really useful but didn't actually paint anything. 2, 3 pair, they're both touching 9s on their lines, so they're not telling me anything. So is this one and this one. Maybe I ought to at least colour them in case it tells me anything. Make that purple and that one green. That one's purple, that one's purple, that one's green. So that does mean this can't be a 2 or a 3. I mean, that's interesting, and I hadn't spotted it. This is 4 or 5. That's weird that colouring's suddenly doing something. Is there anywhere else that can't be purple or green? I haven't got many purples and greens. No, that was the only place that that was revealed for. So strange. I mean, I'm really close here. 1, 9, 7, 8. These are from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So are they. 1, 9, 6, 7. In this row, 4 is there or there. Wow, I am mind blown here. Why is this still so tricky, James? 3 is in one of those cells. 2, 3. They seemed so helpful. It was so illusory. 4 can't be there. 4, column 1. Looking for 6, maybe. Doesn't look all that useful. Okay, that's either a 7-2 pair or an 8-3 pair. If it was 8-3, we'd have a 3 there. No, I don't see what that does. I can't believe there's nothing coming. 4, 1, 2, 3, 9, 6 is in one of those. These are from 5, 7, 8. That does make a triple in this box. And it means these are all from 1, 2, 3, 4. of which that was poor pencil marking. That one can't be 3 or 4, and we could mark it blue for low. I don't think it's really going to help, but trying anything now. 5, 7, 8, triple. 5 definitely in one of those cells. 5 somewhere up here. That's definitely not going to help. 7 and 8. Are these from 6? Ah, these are not. No, they could be from 6. In fact, they are from 6, 7, 8. Because they don't include a 5. Right, so whichever of 7 or 8 is in one of those cells, it's in the opposite one over here. I don't see what that's doing. It's not solving anything for me. 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 1, 9, 6, 7. So 3, 4. That is 8. 8 in this row. Only has one place it can go now. That's probably been available for a long old time. Sorry if you've been shouting that at the screen for some reason. This is now 2, 3, or 5, not 4. If it's not going to do anything. Oh, look, I've got that 7, 8 pair looking at this cell. That's a 5. That's been available for a moment or two. A couple of minutes at least. Those can't be 5. They're a 1, 2 pair. That's 5. I think it is actually coming now. These are definitely super blue low, 1, 2, or 3. That is not 1 or 2. Don't I have a 3, 4 pair in this box? No, not yet. These are from 3, 4, 6 though. The 2 is in one of those cells in box 7. Oh, come on. Everything is done now. This is not fair to keep the prize away from me of the finished solution. If that was a 7, this would have to be 1. That would be 1. Oh, this is the only place for 1 in box 8. And this must be a 2. And that will sort out the colours. Purple is a 3 now. Dark green, oh, this bright green is a 2. Now, does that do any of the lines? No, it doesn't. Oh, it makes this a 1. That's a 4. That's a 1. That's blue. This is not 1, and that's not very interesting. But this is not 1, and that is interesting. Now, have we got all the 1s done? No, there's one in one of those cells. 1, 5, 2, 6, 9. That's become a 4 by Sudoku, and that's a 3 because there's nowhere else to put it in the column. That sorts out 3 over here. That's a 2 now. That's also a 2, and that tells us the total of this blue line, and that gives us a bunch of 7 and 8s to put in the puzzle. Actually, loads and loads and loads. Many more than I was expecting. I'm not surprised that's an 8-8 pair and that's a 7-7 pair. I am a bit surprised that's not a 2, but there we go. 8, that's a 6-7 pair. Let's get rid of the pencil mark. This is a 1-5-6 triple where 1, the last one in the puzzle, must go in the middle, surrounded by 5 and 6. In this row, we've still also got 5 and 6 to place. This can't be 2 or 3 according to what it can see. That's a 5. That's 6. That's 5. This is 3. That's 3 in the corner, proving its position like a beast. 4, 2, 1, 2. Right, 4 and 5 up here. Let's do a little bit of colouring of blues and even an orange that I missed before. Those 6s don't have to be yellow anymore. Now, this pair is an 8-3 pair, both coloured, and I can tell where they go by Sudoku, and that's going to finish off the map. 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4. A wonderful puzzle. Let me just colour one more cell before I click go on that. I think I've done all the colouring. it doesn't really matter. But there we go. Solution correct. Brilliant. Brilliant by James Cott. Ho, ho, ho indeed. What an excellent puzzle. And quite tough work. And happy Epiphany to you. And we'll see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.